Hey guys, what's going on? This is Doug. I believe this is our 12th video, 12th or 13th vlog. It's been a while, and I kind of wanted to break down a little bit in this video as to why that might be the case, and also give you an update as to like what's going on and all that good stuff. So I started these vlogs as a way to talk about how MIpet is running and the things we come across while sort of starting a new business. That doesn't change today at all, but it does bleed into other parts of my life in terms of understanding the big picture as to why maybe a company like MIpet was even started, and why that it's important to know more than just, hey, MIpet is a company and I'm running it and here's some stuff that's going on, because it all bleeds together. I'd like to think of what I do for a living is a combination of all things, one of them being MIpet, other parts being sort of my day job, and also being a husband and what is about to happen, which is to be a dad, which leads me a little bit into sort of the delay in video production, is that I've been super busy with, if I've got a pie and it's cut into thirds, I kind of argue it's sort of my day job, my personal life, and MIpet, if that's kind of a pie to create 100%. And I would say in the course of any given time, that percentage of every third could get broken up differently. Maybe one of them is 50% of my day, and the other two might have to split time. Other times, it might be completely balanced. And in my life, as of right this second, MIpet is becoming, over the first 2 months of this year, a very small percentage of that pie. Now, that's not bad, and I kind of want to explain what that means. And number one, it's also kind of maximizing opportunity. For example, the beginning of the year is horrible for retail in general. You're not going to sell a lot. Like in a course of a year, if you're selling a product, I would argue the first couple months of the year are going to be your worst months in terms of sales. Just because everyone's got a fatigue after Christmas and they just don't want to really kind of deal with buying stuff. And it's kind of like a hangover. So number one, knowing that to be the case, my life kind of, in a way, fit really well into that fact. And what that means is that knowing that MIpet was going to take a little bit of a hit in terms of sales, the rest of my life kind of picked up exponentially. My wife is 9 months pregnant. She's due literally as of this video, like any minute now. And so I've been working from home. I've been sort of on call and just doing as much as I can to be a good husband and a good dad to be. So it takes a lot, right? It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of moving pieces, and I'm there to kind of accept the challenge and to do what I need to do. Now, also with that is that I have a day job, and during the last month or so, my day job has taken a unique opportunity where something presented itself, and I grabbed a hold of it, and I took it, and I ran with it. And so, from a job standpoint, I'm firing on all cylinders. So I've got an extremely busy 9 to 5 work schedule in a great way, and also like my responsibilities at home have gotten larger as well. And this is all sort of momentary. It's not going to be forever. It's just kind of right now. And being that the retail environment is kind of dipped, it was a perfect opportunity to kind of let the other two things take over for a time. So what does that really mean though? The good news is that we're up and running. Our business is on the internet. We are selling product. You can buy it anytime. We have orders to ship. Got one right here that I have to ship out later after making this video. So the site is up, everything's going. It's just that every day I may do 5 or 6 things to promote or build MIpet. And you gotta remember, in the micro, that is a very limited thing that I may not be doing day to day to cover all of those things. Like, am I posting enough on Instagram? Am I engaging with people? You know, I'm doing a couple of, maybe there's 5 things, I'm doing a couple of them. Also, the other responsibilities in my life is obviously kind of taken a little bit of a lead in that respect. However, my point here is that if I look at MIpet like a massively long process, I may be at like step 2 of maybe 57, right? And it's okay that it's slower right now, because in 6 months, I'll have done certain things in the other, pies, that I've been giving time to will change, and I'll have more time to give to MIpet. The success story here is that I've set this company up so that when things get busy on other parts of my life, the business can actually run very, very seamlessly. The website works. It's up and running. All the things that happen when you purchase something happens regardless if I'm busy or if I'm not. We have done enough on the production side to have things ready and waiting to go. We've got the right people in place and the right processes in place to execute these things well. So for example, this morning I went to go pick up an order of MIpet tags. Now, that was the most difficult part of my day in terms of time spent for MIpet. We had sold something online. As a matter of fact, a couple of them were during, I always argue it's amazing to wake up and know you've done something to make yourself, make your life's objective to be more fulfilled, or sorry, I'm trying to get to the right analogy. It's like if you sell something while you're sleeping, it's kind of like, as a designer, every hour I work, I get paid. There's something to be said about not working, like literally doing something and then a result happens. It's like you set yourself up and then all of a sudden things kind of happen. I may have mentioned this before, but in the past we've sold t-shirts in different capacities where you literally go to sleep and the West Coast of the country picked up on it and you sold a bunch of something and you woke up going, oh my God, I literally did nothing in that moment and a result happened that was awesome. And that feeling is fantastic. And I kind of think my goal in life is to blend a combination of sort of things that I'm doing like tangibly, like constantly. A designer, I've got to work to sort of execute a result, and then set up other things that can kind of have their own life and be their own thing as I'm doing other things. This thing can kind of be self-sufficient, and then I bring my 2 cents in and I bring my insight and things like that into the picture to sort of fill in the blanks, but it's self-sufficient in a nutshell. So basically what's going on right now is MIpet is still doing awesome. Everything's great. But what's happening is that I've had to let other things in my life take precedent in the moment, while still also letting MIpet be fully functional. And to anyone off the street who may have found us organically, you would never know that like I have, a baby that's due any second and I've been slammed with work from like my 9 to 5. And that's exactly the point of this whole thing. I don't expect to wake up tomorrow and to have sold 10,000 MIpet tags and then have 5 or 6 other executable ideas like actually working and in production, and all of a sudden like we're just killing it. I understand things take time. As a matter of fact, just another analogy in terms of seeing things grow organically, even our laser printer went from a small little kind of one-room shop in Royal Oak to a really, really massively like impressive production facility in a neighboring city. And just that evolution within the short time that I've known these guys is amazing. But really, they didn't do anything to change their situation. They just kept pushing what they do and doing it well. And in time, enough things happened to elevate their situation. And so for me to kind of come on here and say that things are awesome from a MIpet perspective like they were in, say, December, in terms of sales, I would say that's inaccurate. However, me being adult enough and mature enough to understand the difference between like a lull in sales and my life taking a turn for things that are fantastic and amazing isn't a negative for the company. As a matter of fact, it's a positive, because I'm not taking what's happening right now and saying, oh God, here we go. It's the start of the end because I don't have time for this thing. Instead, I'm looking at it going, you know what? I've really set this company up to be successful, like from an automated standpoint that I've created. I also understand that there's ebbs and flows in a given year, and I'm in one of those ebbs, but my other like obligations in life have gotten greater. And I'm taking advantage of that. Instead of complaining or bitching or sort of looking discouraged, I'm extremely optimistic and motivated. And so this is great. I mean, everything is going as well as possible. MIpet will continue to grow, and I will be able to give more time to it upcoming in the next little bit here. And then not only that, but spring is will be springing, and summer will be coming up, and all these ideas will start flowing back to the forefront, and things will just start to continue to grow off of what we've already established. So it's a unique kind of situation right now, but an extremely optimistic one. And I mean, life changes coming for me are as an understatement, but knowing that I've established a business that is functioning currently, while I'm also about to become a dad, and I'm also extremely busy with sort of my 9 to 5, my day job, what else do you want? I mean, that's fantastic. So as long as I keep that mindset, and as long as I, you know, obviously I can't abandon what I'm doing. These are obvious things I can't do, but I can acknowledge the difference between like pulling back a slight little bit to do other things that are extremely important and not take it as anything but that is a massive win for me as growing for me growing as a business owner. So if you're out there doing something and maybe you kind of find some success and then all of a sudden something comes up where maybe it dips slightly or there's a change in that success or other things in your life happen, that doesn't mean that what you've established isn't worth it or something else. It's actually it's just an opportunity to look at your situation and kind of act accordingly. And right now I'm doing that, and it's extremely fun and engaging and interesting for me to kind of see that, like trying to look a little inward. But you know, in terms of things that I could do better, obviously, you know, I should be making these videos more frequently. I had a lot going on the last couple weeks, and obviously it's not in a given year that you're, you know, about to become a dad, and also work is busy on all fronts. I mean, that's a unique situation. I have to give myself a little break for that. But I do know that I could be making these videos regularly, which I did, you know, set out to do. But my mindset's in the right place, so I know that to be accurate and true. So I'll just keep reminding myself that when I say, hey, I haven't made a video in a couple weeks, just remember that it's okay. Make a video like I'm doing today and do it again next week, and just kind of build off that and just keep going. So things are great, you know, everything's looking up, everything's going well, and hopefully the next time I make this video I'll be a dad. So pretty exciting stuff. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Once again, our company's website is MIpetco.com. It's MIpet is our company name. We're on Instagram, MIpet Company, and my name is Doug Zuba. You can find me on Instagram, the Zuba. I believe I'm on Twitter still. I don't remember the last time I've tweeted, but nonetheless. Also, you can see some of my design work at thezuba.com. Unfortunately, a lot of the work I do is kind of the equivalent of when you see a concept car for, you know, like a car company, and it comes out like once a year and like the public sees it for a short period of time. Imagine that for other design executions, except that instead of it being public, a lot of these companies take these things that we create and they take them into private meetings across the country to promote or sell what they're trying to execute. So in a weird way, my website feels extremely dated for me, because like I feel like the last couple years of what I've done, I can't show anyone, which really sucks from that standpoint. But you know, it's great work and I'm learning a lot and it's a lot of fun. So I'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good one. I'll see you then.